Go. That's a go, Bruce.
Okay. Hello. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Hidden Valley Lake Association Board of Directors, the regular board meeting for Thursday, August 27th. This is another virtual meeting, and we have all the directors. I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Hidden Valley Lake Association. I need to mute my thing here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm without a screen now, but we'll go ahead. No, we can't go ahead.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, the flag is up.
Okay. Okay, I think I've got my thing muted now. Let's try it again. So anyway, let's get back to our meeting and call the meeting to order. We'll begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next item is roll call. Robin, could you call the roll?
Actually, Robin is not here.
Oh, okay.
She's evacuated.
Okay.
Well,
good.
You want me to do that?
I'll go ahead and do it. Director Darnell.
Here.
Director Long.
Here.
Director Lentz.
Here.
Director Story.
Present.
Director Wiley Bowers.
Present.
Director Brashears. Present. And General Manager Murphy.
I am here.
And do you have anyone with you today?
Yes, we have Finance Director Kim Smith, and we have 3 guests from RCP to discuss that contract when it comes up on the agenda.
Okay, great. Next item is member comments, and being in the virtual world, we ask our members to send their comments via email to the general manager. And do we have any comments for today?
I have a couple. First one is from Michael Yates. He writes, I was wondering how the board can legally agree to sign a contract that has no estimated cost attached to it. I assume he's referring to the RCP contract, but I don't know that. Additionally, could the Hidden Valley Board please explain the payment plan and how loans affect our reserves? And I can answer both of those if you're okay with that, Mr. President.
Sure.
First, the contract does have an estimated cost to it. The amount that we're signing for tonight is for the pre-construction, and if we do ultimately award that to RCP, that will be actually at no cost. If for some reason we do not continue with the project, there is a not to exceed amount of $15,000 on it. So that is the potential maximum cost for this thing we're considering tonight. The second question or statement that he made is to ask the board to explain the payment plan, and it is way too early in the process to even estimate what that might be. That's part of the research that we will do between now and when the ballots go out, and they will not affect the reserves other than to perhaps protect them and reduce the amount of contribution that we need to make on an annual basis. So that's that one. I have another email from Betty Lenher. I apologize if you're butchering your name, Lenherr, Betty Lenher, about the marine.
Page 964.
So somebody needs to mute their mic because we're hearing you. Anyway, on the marina lawn, what a waste of money to repair the lawn and then parenthetically weeds. Just keep it green because of fire danger. People just trample it anyway. I have another email from Michael Hildebrand. He's asking for some consideration regarding making dues payments as we are evacuated. He says, I do understand we have ability to do it online, but that comes with an extra fee, which I would prefer not to pay, as I'm already out hotel and food costs. Is there going to be a way for us to pay dues without extra fees, or is there going to be a grace period to allow members to make payments once evacuation order has been lifted? We are all under a hardship, and I understand you're busy, but this is an issue that our members shouldn't have to stress on while being evacuated and living in fear of losing our homes. And that quick answer to that is, I just got an IXL, and we heard Sheriff Martin announce that our mandatory evacuation has been reduced to an advisory, and so people can come home beginning at 7 p.m. tonight. We are preparing to staff for the weekend if necessary, and the last day of the month is the 31st. For those that have left the area, we will be taking phone calls, obviously, to take payments over the phone. We would also accept postmarks for checks that are mailed. So that consideration, I think, is being taken care of. And I would also add that there are multiple ways to make payments, and now might be the time for individuals who could set up automatic payment plans or otherwise do that so they don't have to worry about it. The third option, or the fourth communication is from the Lake County Deputy Sheriff's Association. They posted on Facebook, and it's not so much, well, it kind of is a member comment, but not really. From Lake County Deputy Sheriff's Association, posted on their Facebook page. Every single day, 3 times a day, the Greenview restaurant in Hidden Valley Lake has cooked and served for our DSA members and the law enforcement mutual aid folks that have come to help protect our community. Every single day it has been amazing, all caps and 4 exclamation points. As soon as things are safe to repopulate and we all get back to normal, this place will be a regular for us. I encourage you to join us so you don't miss out. So thank you to them for their comments, and that's all the member comments I have at the moment.
Okay, very good, thank you. And we'll be looking for all those uniforms in Greenview here in the future. Sounds good. Next, moving along with the agenda, we have approval of the agenda. Does anyone have any changes to tonight's agenda?
So there you go.
Not hearing any. Going once, going twice. We'll go ahead and move on. Next is reports. And first is the president's report. I don't have a formal report for tonight, but I wanted to say a few words about what we've all been going through and a little bit about my personal experience. Want to remind everyone the number one thing is for everyone to stay safe. Seems like we're saying that a lot these days and with a lot of different meanings to it. I know from my personal experience and talking to others that the evacuation has been very difficult for most of us. Being away from our homes, not knowing what's going on with our homes, getting no information or conflicting information, trying to make sense of it. And I know many people were in many different situations. I've heard some stories of people in hotels, a lot of different living with family, a lot of different things. So as I try to find patience in my own life, I ask everyone else for their patience. Consider what others are going through has helped me to hearing some of the stories. We still have homes. There's been no loss of life in Hidden Valley. And you know that we're safe. So I tend to look to, again, to look at others when I'm at night during this evacuation. Instead of counting sheep, I tried to count my blessings with everything going on. It's pretty easy to do. Again, that we still have our homes and all. So thank everyone for their patience and ask for their continued patience. And then, of course, it wouldn't be right if we didn't thank those that stayed behind, from our staff, General Manager Murphy, and the Hidden Valley Lake staff that remained on duty, the security staff. I want to give them my sincere thanks for all their hard work and their dedication to our community. And then, of course, the thanks to the fire crews, law enforcement, and all the first responders, basically, who've been working long hours in miserable conditions to try to keep us safe. So it's been quite a deal. We were all in it together, and hopefully we'll make it through together. So just a few comments from my experience. Next, we'll go on the treasurer's report. Treasure story, or is there any report for tonight?
I wish I had one. I'm really terribly sorry. I promise I'll have one next meeting. We also had to rejig our schedule for the budget workshop. So we'll have to discuss that at some point to schedule next week.
Okay, no, that's totally understandable. Okay, the next is Secretary's report, and I understand it's quite the same that Secretary Lentz hit the road and wasn't able to take everything with her.
That
So
is,
we'll catch up. We'll catch up with the executive session summary from August 8th at our next meeting. And that brings us to probably our most important report for the night, the staff report, and General Manager Murphy.
Yes, thank
What's
you.
your report?
Well, it's pretty lengthy, so I'll try and get through it and not bore everybody. As I think everybody just heard, if you're subscribed to Nixle, the sheriff just lifted the order from a mandatory to an advisory evacuation as of 7 p.m. tonight. Unfortunately, he failed to give us, even though we called him a few hours ago, our security team, any advance warning. He did say to us that he hoped to have good news, but it was waiting until he got reports from the fire, etc. I was cautiously optimistic that he would have something to say about repopulating, but I didn't think it would happen for another day or two, just to give us an opportunity to prepare. But he told us, I told everybody on the county broadcast online here just a few minutes ago that the mandatory had been reduced to an advisory, and as of 7 p.m. tonight. So we're scrambling, trying to get staff here so we can at least operate the gates, and because once they pull away from the roundabout and Spruce Grove Road, it will be a free-for-all. Anyway, on the other stuff, the Greenview has been closed to the public, but has been preparing food for, as I just read that thank you basically from the Deputy Sheriff's Association. There have been a few staff, Chef Matt, Chef John, Laz, and I know there's a fourth, and I forget, or I don't know that I was told his name, so they have been working diligently preparing the 3 hot meals a day for the first responders. Evacuation, obviously with security, has been the top priority. We had a timeline. Initially, Sheriff Martin at about 6 p.m. on Tuesday, a week ago on the 18th, said that there may be something coming up based on the fire activity. On Wednesday, on the 19th, he let us know that about 1:45 that, and we were going to have the evacuation advisory go forth soon, and we were coordinating a Nixle message. About 15 minutes later, he called back and said it is no longer advisory, it would be mandatory evacuation. We inquired and confirmed that he wanted us to activate our sirens, which we did, and we all know what happened after that. So there's been a lot of chatter on Facebook about why we evacuated so early, and we were doing it based on the sheriff's order. And it was not a decision made by Hidden Valley staff at all. And unfortunately, well, fortunately, I guess I should say, that the fire never got here. It's the only reason it didn't get here is because the predicted winds did not materialize. And I think we need to reinforce that multiple times for those that did evacuate and then are feeling upset because they left when they didn't feel they didn't need to. And understanding that we would have sounded the alarm again if the fire had gotten close. We may not have that opportunity next time. Don't count on that. Again, the reason we evacuated early was to get our 6,000 or so residents out of here and out of the way, remembering we only have, well, if the fire's coming from the south, we've only got one way out. And we all know what happened in Paradise. So don't take this incident as the proof that we don't need to listen, because every incident is different, and we only sounded the sirens on the sheriff's orders. And as I've pointed out, the order has been reduced to an advisory, so we are still under some threat of the fire. The threat has been reduced, but it's still there. Additionally, for everybody, I think anybody who's on social media knows, CAL FIRE did request our assistance, and we partnered with the CSD to make it happen. Essentially, we now have a pretty good fire line on the entire eastern flank of our association, from all the way down near the south part of the Gulf Course, the back nine, and then up the east side all the way through the top of Eagle Rock. The width varies, but that ground has been cleared, and we will be working to figure out a way to keep it clear going forward. We need to mute any background conversations, please. Couple of new blogs have been posted recently. One about the evacuation and the urgency and the seriousness of it. I just got off the phone today. Actually, I received an email. Moving on to projects now. The lake dredging is still on track to happen this fall. One of the things, the only permit we're waiting for now is the Army Corps of Engineers permit. And what we were waiting for in that instance was the cultural resource report, which I just received earlier this afternoon. I forwarded it to our consultant that's helping us with that, and he's going to get that application finalized and submitted by next week. Hopefully Army Corps gets it turned around quickly, and then we could get the RFP out. So we are still optimistic that it will happen this fall. We have on the agenda later a contract to award pre-construction services to RCP, which I've already mentioned, and that's what I have for now.
Okay. Any of the directors have a question for General Manager Murphy? Okay. Not hearing any, we'll move ahead. Thank you for your report, and thank you for all your hard work over the last week. Next item is the consent calendar. And I hear a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
I second that.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second, and in the consent agenda, we have the minutes for August the 8th. Does anyone want to make a comment? We'll go ahead and just do a yay or nay vote. All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say yay.
Yay.
Yay. Any opposed, say nay. Okay, the consent agenda has been approved. Next item is the committee and liaison reports. We have for the board's consideration and review, the Lake Committee minutes from their August meeting. Also, this is the time when directors can make comments about their committee's activities. Anyone have anything to comment on tonight? We have a lot of other things going on. Okay, not hearing any, we'll go ahead and move ahead. We have a committee assignment tonight. We have John O'Keefe, who is signed up to be on the Finance Committee. My understanding is that he wasn't able to attend the meeting, but he had a personal interview with the chair, which in this case is our treasurer, Sue Story. And so that met that requirement. John's also known to us as being on the Golf and Green Committee and being recently being the chair before fulfilling his time on that committee. So I think we'll go ahead and do a yay, nay. All those in favor of approving John O'Keefe to the Finance Committee, please say yay.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay. And any opposed, please say nay. Was that a nay? To hear no. Okay, so John O'Keefe is appointed to the Finance Committee, position number 6. Welcome, John. Welcome back, or Spike, as he's known to most of us. Good to have you back on the committee. Also in the board packet, we have a resignation letter from Holly Han from the Environmental Control Committee. And we thank Holly for her service. And I've actually reached out to Holly, and we were going to meet before the evacuation happened, and she's going to give me some feedback about her experience and how the board can better support ECC in the future. So I look forward to talking to Holly and thank her for her service to the association. Okay, next item is old business. We have none. Moving on to new business. The exciting item for today, the contract with RCP. So General Manager Murphy, you want to take it away?
Sure. So, as everybody knows, we've been progressing toward this point. At our last board meeting, the chair of the Building Oversight Advisory Committee attended and gave the board the selection of RCP Construction from El Dorado Hills as their preferred choice to do the pre-construction work for us. And they were the unanimous choice, by the way. Now that's the contract that's before the board tonight. It's a quite lengthy, multi-part, mostly a template. And we have on the line with us three of the representatives of RCP. Rick, and I'm not even going to try and say your last name, I apologize, Grant and Troy. Rick is the owner. And so I don't know if any of you gentlemen wish to say anything. The contract that's before the board, again, is for pre-construction services. The proposal they provided that you all have seen, I believe, indicated, and this is one of the reasons why they were selected, was that they do not intend to charge us pre-construction costs as part of the project unless they are not selected to do the actual, to be the general contractor on the construction. So there is a clause in this contract that states if they are not selected, the amount is a not to exceed, and that is right here that I just put on the screen, underlined. If they are not selected, the maximum amount it will cost us for their services that this contract is being awarded tonight of $15,000. So Rick, do you have anything you would like to say or pass it off to somebody else?
No, that's right, Randy. So basically we would be providing pre-construction services up through the point to where we have a permit and ready to build the project, and that could be from now until the spring, it sounds like.
Right.
So we don't typically charge for pre-construction services under the auspice that we'll at some point be able to get under contract and actually build the project with you. So that's our intent.
Okay. Grant or Troy, you want to say anything?
Well, this is Grant. I just want to say thank you to the board and for selecting us, and we're very excited about the project, and we're looking forward to getting started as soon as possible and see this thing to fruition.
Yeah, and this is Troy. Same as Grant, we're very excited to be part of this project. I know you guys have spent a lot of time putting this thing together and just getting ready, but we're excited to go build this thing for you guys.
So Troy, you're going to be the one that's basically here, the project manager on site, correct?
Yeah, I'll be on site 2 to 3 days a week, and then we'll have a superintendent that's there full time on site.
Okay, terrific. All right, that's the end of my presentation. Board, do you have any questions for me or the three gentlemen on the line?
Any director questions? We've been working up to this quite some time, so we've been asking and answering questions. So not unusual, maybe that there's no other questions. Not hearing any. Would a director like to make a motion?
Yes, I move that we approve the pre-construction contract with RCP Construction of El Dorado Hills, California.
And I second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve the pre-construction contract. Any discussion? Director Darnell?
No, I think it's a good thing.
Director Long?
Go forward.
Okay, Director Lentz?
She's temporarily stepped away.
Oh, okay. Director Story?
No.
Director Wiley Bowers?
Yes.
We're not
Any
voting.
comment?
We're not voting. I just said
yeah,
no, I had no comment.
You said no, oh, no.
No comment, no
No,
comment.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I got confused by her no. Yeah, no, this has been a long time coming. No, yes, yeah. Sorry.
I was a little confused by
Okay.
that too, just
This
so you know.
hotel, we're getting a little rummy in this
Yeah.
hotel room, let me tell you.
Oh, dear. So-
Okay, and then I guess my only comment was it's a long time coming. I was a little hesitant to move forward with evacuation and everything going on, but with the knowledge that this is pre-construction, it's not to exceed 15,000, and it's the next step that we need to do to not waste any time and keep things moving. I feel very good about it now moving forward myself. So, okay, any last discussion, any directors? We'll call the roll for vote. Director Darnell?
Yes.
Director Long?
Yes.
Director Lentz, is she back?
She's not back yet.
Oh, she's gonna be sorry she missed this one.
I know,
I
I
know.
know.
Director Story?
Happily, yes.
Director Wiley Bowers?
Absolutely, yes.
And Director Brashears, yes. So 5 votes, that carries the motion, and the contract's approved with RCP. Great to be a team with you guys.
Excellent. So we'll share some signatures and the stuff back and forth over the next few days, and look forward to getting to work with you guys. I appreciate you being available for the call, and you can either stay and listen to the fun or go on home and have some dinner.
Well, thank
Great.
you
Thank
guys
you-
again
thank
for
you all so
entrusting
much.
us with your project. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank
All
you
right.
very much.
We'll talk soon.
Yep, look forward to meeting you again and getting to work. Yep.
Sounds good.
We're
All
Yes,
right,
thank
bye
excited.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Stay
much.
safe up there. Good night.
Night.
Okay, next agenda item is a bar regarding replacing the stairs at Big Beach.
Yes. So we now, last year, sometime in the last year anyway, time gets away from me, we replaced the stairs from the parking lot down to the lower part of the beach over near the fishing dock. We have on the reserve plan to replace the upper portion of the steps and replace the old wooden stairs with concrete. And it was originally on the reserve study to do it next year. We've recently become more aware of some safety concerns. So we would, the staff is bringing this forward to have Smith Construction. It's actually a collaborative effort between Smith Construction, Low Water Concrete, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the steel guy, the welding guy that's going to do the railing. It's the same group that did the work last year at the other steps for an amount of $31,107. This is a reserve expense, so we're looking for approval for this contract.
Okay. Any director want to make a motion? Can I hear a motion?
Yeah, sorry, I had to unmute it. I move that
Oh.
we award the contract to Smith Construction.
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion in a second to replace the stairway at Big Beach.
Yes.
Any director comments? Director Darnell?
I only have a comment that the welder's name is John Widener, I think. And it probably should be done.
Okay. Director Long?
Yes.
Mark,
You got a little squeak
Wasn't
in
my
your voice
dog.
there, Ted.
Wasn't my dog.
Okay. Director Lentz, is she returned?
Yes, you have.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
more not-
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm in full agreement.
Comments on the stairs. Okay. Director Story?
Safety issue, we got to do it.
Okay. Director Wiley Bowers?
I want to say like ditto, but I agree. That's an inside joke there. Okay, yes, I agree. It needs to be done. Yes.
Okay, and yeah, I think it's a good project as well. So we'll go through one more time with a quick vote. Director Darnell,
It's unmuted.
Yes, sorry.
Director Long,
Yes.
Director Lentz,
Yes.
Director Story,
Yes.
Director Wiley Bowers,
Yes.
Director Brashares, yes. So, okay. That motion passes for the replacement of the stairs.
excellent. Thank you.
Moving right along.
So Marina landscape. So I think anybody who's been down anywhere near the marina knows that it is a far cry from what it used to be as far as landscaping in a park. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I know it's been in the current condition for several years. There's an effort probably in the next couple of years to expand the parking lot, but in the meantime, we've got weeds and dirt and star thistle on that lower portion. This project is to replace the lawn on the lower portion of that area. It's a turnkey project with Frontier Farm and Landscape, not to exceed $70,470. This is also a reserve project, and we will not be putting any lawn in the area that would, assuming the board later on approves a project to expand the parking lot. This is not, we would not be tearing any of this out. The cobble rock that is as part of this project would be removed and used elsewhere in the association, so it will not go to waste either. And so, yeah, we're looking to get this project done later this year.
Okay, now in consideration, so the board discussed this, some of the technicalities of the contract in executive sessions, and there were a number of questions about it. And there was discussion about possibly tabling this item, or we can move ahead. So do I hear a motion from a director?
Yes, I'm gonna stick with what I said in executive session, and I hate to say this, but I truly believe at this time that I move that we table it.
Okay, I have a motion to table it for future consideration. Do you hear a second?
I second it.
Okay. Discussion on the motion, Director Darnell, any comments?
No, I don't have any comments.
That's really.
Okay, Director Long,
No comments.
Director Lentz,
No comment.
Director Story,
No comment.
Director Wiley Bowers,
Yeah, I hope that we can do it at some point, but maybe right now is not the time. So, no. I mean, that's. my comment.
okay. And Director Brashears, by tabling it, we're not saying no, we're just taking a little more time to consider what's best for that area and how we want to proceed, I think. So those are my comments. So we'll go to a vote. The Director Darnell?
I vote yes to table it.
Yes to table, okay. Director Long?
Yes.
To table, okay. Director Lentz?
Yes, to table.
Okay. Director Story?
Yes.
Okay. Director Wiley Bowers?
Yes.
And Director Brashears, yes. So we'll put that one aside for now and we'll consider it at a future date. And that brings us to our last bar.
Yes, so this has been on our target list, ironically, with the fire happening all around us the last week and a half. This item had been on our discussion with our landscape, our weed eating vendor, RGW, Jose. And so he recently gave us an estimate, coincidental timing, obviously, with the fire, but this parcel 00 is between Spruce Grove up the slope, as it talks about here on the bar that I've got on the screen, around Hacienda Court, Deer Hill, and on that area. There's a lot of brush, there's a lot of fuel, and this estimate is $66,000 and some change to do this work, remove trees, get the ladder fuel out, cut and chip brush, and eliminate piles that are in that area, create a 100-foot fire break from Spruce Grove to Crescent Court. And if these funds are a combination of reserve funds and contingency funds out of our operating budget.
Okay. Sounds very timely. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
award RGW, I can't read the top of it, the contract.
RGW.
Sorry.
Yeah, to award RGW this contract.
I second it.
Okay, sounds good. Motion and a second to award the contract, not to exceed $66,000 for fuel reduction in parcel 00. Any comments, Director Darnell?
I don't have really any comments. I know it needs to be done.
Okay, Director Long?
No comment.
Director Lentz?
No comment.
Director Story?
Of course, I'm going to say something on this. Safety and security, we've been discussing the fire breaks and we've been discussing these areas of concern. We actually, we discussed it with A+ a little bit. So this is not something that we're throwing in because of the fire. This is something that we've been discussing for quite a long time. And Randy came here, he met with some homeowners. They showed him areas of concern. It's been high on priority, unfortunately, finances and technicalities because of homeowners and their property and getting approval. And so this is well overdue, and it's I'm happy that it's on the agenda and we're going to take care of it.
Okay, good. Director Wiley Bowers?
Absolutely. Fire safety is always our priority, and we need to get it done.
Okay, and Director Brashears, my comments are yes, after discussing it, I feel confident that we're continually assessing areas, our general manager and staff are, and that this is an area that's been identified and prioritized as a top priority. And glad that they found a way to have money in the budget to be able to afford it at this time. So, okay, let's call for a vote then. Director Dardell,
Yes.
Director Long,
Yes.
Director Lentz,
Yes.
Director Story,
Yes.
Director Wiley Bowers,
Yes.
Director Brashares, yes. So motion is approved.
Excellent, thank you.
Yes.
That takes care of that one. That brings us to the end of our agenda and member comments. Have we received any additional comments during the meeting?
I had a couple of comments. Patrick McFarland was saying that 74,000 to do the lawn was too much. That just came in. I received an email from a couple of people confirming that the evacuation order had been reduced to a warning, and I already responded to them. Patrick McFarland also had a comment asking about the mandatory evac order. Originally, I guess this came in just apparently he was not aware that the nixle had been sent out. And I'll just read what he said. He said, was this order made by the sheriff? Did we get a warning period, and why not? This caused great harm exiting without resolving household items. And since people were let in for a few days, why was the order not changed to a warning compared to Middletown proper? They are still in a warning phase, yet much closer to the fire. A warning is needed so people can decide for their own individual needs and concerns, but we should not have to wait for more containment over a 40-hour period if Middletown is not evacuated. So my response is we did do it on the sheriff's orders. I talked about that a little while ago. It was his call, entirely his call the whole time. I think, by the way, this repopulation was sprung on us. My understanding, and I just texted a member of CAL FIRE that I know, and I said, why didn't we get a warning? And he said, no clue. As far as knowing that this was going to happen. There was scuttlebutt on Facebook, an individual who had a relationship with one of the board of supervisors was very positive something was going to happen tonight, almost bragging about it. So obviously information leaked out. I'm unclear as to why we didn't receive any kind of advance warning from the sheriff. That will be a conversation we will have with him. This is putting a burden on our staff. The roadblocks have been lifted as of 7 p.m. We do not have staff in our gates. We are totally open and unprotected, and it is a very upsetting thing to me. And as I stated, Sheriff Martin will be hearing from me tomorrow. And I did get confirmation. As a matter of fact, this was sprung on everybody. We contacted the incident command post, which is across the street from our main gate, and they were unaware that this was happening. At least that's what they're telling us. So we did confirm with them that law enforcement would remain. We have our graveyard shift starting at midnight, and we've given those guys a heads up, guys and gals. So we will have gate staffed as of midnight, but until then, they are wide open, and law enforcement that has been patrolling the area is remaining on duty until at least then. So we do have some additional level of protection. The barcodes were turned back on, so those who have barcodes can still enter. Those who do not or have otherwise been turned off will have to go through the guard gate when they get reactivated at midnight. So that's all I have for now.
Okay, yeah, no, a little unfortunate the way it's ending, but happy that it is ending. So I guess if that's the last member comment, any other general manager information to add before we adjourn?
Not at this point, other than to welcome everybody home. Again, we are still under an advisory warning, so keep that in mind. That fire is still active on our south flank, and if the wind picks up, there's some prediction of some additional winds tomorrow, so stay alert. If you're one of those folks that are concerned about the fire, it is advisory still, and if you can handle staying away for a few more days, it's probably the best thing to do. Otherwise, just keep alert for the sirens if they go off again.
Okay. No, thank you for all you've done during this period. And again, thanks to our staff. And looking forward myself to getting home and hope to see all of you back in our lovely Hidden Valley Lake. So with that, I'll adjourn the meeting at 7:22. Thanks everyone for listening in.